This is chapter 8. In the event, Luca, as usual, was dispatched to get some strong bin bags rather than a box because of the narrowness of the stairs, and some permanent markers. Grandad labelled 10 bags and started the macabre business of deconstructing the skeleton by removing the leather bag and handing it to Yaya. She peered inside. Silver coins! Lots! They're very small. There will be 30 of them, I suspect, said Grandad, without looking up from his task. Yaya counted them. So did Esme. 30! You were right! What does it mean? Amelie took over. In Matthew's Gospel, that is the sum Judas was paid for betraying Jesus, 30 pieces of silver. So Grandad obviously thinks this is something to do with the betrayal. Is that right? She asked, turning to the kneeling figure. Something like that, I suspect. I don't think this is small beer. This is an important crown, possibly even of England itself, though it is a bit small. I think this is something to do with the succession to the throne in early Tudor times. What else would explain the secrecy and the barbarity? Judy rolled her eyes up. Don't listen to him. This is just wishful thinking. He's always dreamed of finding this sort of thing down here, and now it's Grandad's chance to embellish things. I'm sure the facts will turn out to be much more mundane. Well, I hope he's right, said Luca. Me too, said Esme. Amelie was looking in the old chest. See, there is writing on the lid, and it looks like a family tree. She squinted with her torch held close, then wiped the lid gently. Oh, I could read bits of it. She paused and looked hard. It's not Sir Maximilian de la Pole, it's de la Pole. It looks like our ghost was the son of Edmund, Duke of Suffolk. His mother was, Elizabeth Plantagenet. Wow! They were the kings of England, the Plantagenets. Last one was Richard III, killed at the Battle of Bosworth Field, yelling for a horse, said Esme, with a sudden burst of top-your-sister general knowledge. Richard of York gave battle in vain, mumbled the kneeling Grandad for no obvious reason. Colours of the rainbow, added Judy for clarification. As you get older, it's funny what sticks in your head. I wish more did, said Grandad. But this means Sir Max was probably a Yorkist, a supporter of the House of York faction. Remember the Wars of the Roses? They were all Plantagenets, but in the end the Tudor side won, and their emblem was a mixture of the red rose of Lancaster and the Yorkist roses, which were white. A thought struck him. The old tower at St Edward's Church, it was built by the Beaufort family. They were Lancastrian, the Red Rose faction. The famous John of Gaunt was the patriarch in the time of Richard II. I wonder if our mystery has to do with the mixing of the two houses. He paused. I even wonder if this poor lady is a Beaufort. Catherine, whispered Sir Maximilian de la Pole. Named after her great-grandmother. Precisely. Luca clapped his hands. Grandad was talking to a ghost. Grandad mumbled, we need Google. My history's a bit rocky, though I suspect that what we have here will not be in the books. Inspiration struck. Who needed search engines when you could go to the source directly? He tucked the last of the bones into bag number 8, lifted out the small but surprisingly heavy crown, and turned to face the direction of the voice, which had seemed to be up the tunnel. Sir Maximilian de la Pole, I promise we will give your lady a proper Christian burial in the garden above, and we hope that will give you ease. Perhaps you could tell us your story for our curiosity, and to help you more in whatever way we can." The silence lasted a long time. Esme dropped her torch with a loud clatter and said lots of sorries. And then came the rustling as wind in dry grass. "I am the rightful king. My family de la Pole are descended from William, the triumphant conqueror. Yet they executed my father Edmund, Duke of Suffolk, murdered my beautiful bride Catherine in circumstances no civilized person could countenance, and erased my own personage in an agony I still suffer. I was the last of my line. Those bastard Tudors saw to that." "So what happened to you?" That delay again. 3 months in that indescribable oubliette. Still they asked me to recant. They made me watch what they did to Catherine, and then they took me to the castle, tied me to a stake, and put me on a spigot pile, and burned me to ash. But your spirit lingered beyond my understanding. I am in a shadow world, not dead, not living, and trapped in this tunnel when I should be king. Can we help? I know not. Bury her, and perchance good will come of it, but tell no one. My enemies are everywhere. The voice sort of fractured into little pieces and faded away. Come on then, let's get Catherine Beaufort upstairs. Emily, you take the crown. Luca, Yaya, see if you can get the chest up the stairs. Yaya nearly managed with the chest, but just couldn't get it past the broken step bit, so they decided to leave it for now. The bones, the silver coins, and the crown were taken up separately. "I think you're going to be the real problem," said a worried Judy to Grandad. Esme giggled. The trouble was, Judy was right. Grandad tried to get up the way he had come down. Gravity had helped him slither round the steps, but try as he might, he could not get past the broken step. He was trapped, marooned in a black, haunted cellar. He was trying very hard not to panic, but his heart was thumping and anxiety was building. Luca came back. "If the cat could do it, you can, Grandad. Come on, let's go to Morton's house." End of chapter 8. Goodbye.